Hi, Mr. Red here. I am here from Wild 7 Studios, and I am here to give you the top 10 feast movies that you could watch while you are eating turkey or tofurkey or turkey sandwiches and what have you. The first film is Snowpiercer. Let's start with a train film. It's dystopian, it's making comments about society, but on a food level, they are eating these protein bars that look kind of delicious because they're very jelly-like, and then it turns out it's cockroaches. Look, if I was the person in charge, I would just tell them, it looks good, it looks like a jelly-like substance, and we made the cockroaches feasible and edible for you. There is one part where Chris Evans, I believe his name is, says, he's having like a really deep flashback part, and he's part of the people. Let's say in this scenario, I'm the king of the train, and he's like the person that I'm fighting. He says like I ate babies at one point, and that's pretty messed up. And I would just say, well, Kentucky Fried Baby. Just kidding. The next film, Motel Hell. I actually saw this film at Horrorthon at the Arrow Theater. It was part of a lineup of 10 films. And the story is basically, it's this motel, and the guy that works at the motel smokes meat, and the meat that he smokes is actually human beings that he raises in the dirt, and he cuts out their vocal cords so they can't make a sound. Now, here's the thing. When I went and saw this at the theater, there's a part where the Motel Hell man says to a young lady, "Hey, I'm gonna teach you how to smoke meat." And then she says, "Oh, really? You can teach me how to smoke meat?" The whole theater went like, "Ah, smoked meat, ah!" And you know, I was just like, guys, I just wanna watch a movie. Can we grow up here? Can we not be immature? Okay. Number 3, the entire Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. I say this because, you know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a really interesting franchise. I went through all of the films last year, and I found them to be very interesting on the level that each film has its merits. It's not like certain film franchises where it just devolves and diminishing returns and it just gets more horrible and it's tedious to sit through. Each film has its own artistic thing. One of the films that I point to in particular is the one with Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger from Bridget Jones's Diary. What is up with that? They were in that movie? That's nuts. I love those films. Also on a lot of these films that have to do with food deal in satire and socioeconomic issues. I do think if you examine the Texas Chainsaw Massacre family, Leatherface's family, they are suffering economically, and that is why they do what they do. It's not right. Next, we have a film that is very near and dear to my heart. It is called Ravenous, directed by Antonia Bird, and starring Guy Pearce and Robert Carlyle and many other faces and names. It is a movie that I love, that I feel like not enough people have heard of it. Why? It is about a man during the Mexican-American War, and to sort of get out of his situation, he plays dead, and then the blood trickles into his mouth, and then he gets like powers and shit, and then he gets sent to this outpost in Nevada, and that's where the trouble begins. And that is that is messed up. Let's not curse here, let's be honest. The thing that I like about Ravenous is that it is one of these films, much like a film that we are going to mention later, that seems like a cannibal, vegetarian manifesto. Like, it seems like it was made by somebody that does not like meat, and so they're making a movie about how meat is horrible by showing people eating each other. And I think that's really funny. I think that's really cool, okay? Next film, The Silence of the Lambs. The Silence of the Lambs is one of the greatest horror films ever made, if not the greatest horror film ever made. The Silence of the Lambs is what The Exorcist is to other generations, that is to us. On a food level, the lamb chops that they give to Hannibal Lecter look mighty delicious. Medium, or they say extra rare. And then one of the guards goes, What does he want next? The damn thing from the zoo? Well, you're gonna regret it, buddy, when Hannibal Lecter comes and eats your fucking face off. You're gonna regret it, buddy, when Hannibal Lecter comes and eats your flippin' face off. Come on now. Okay, so the thing with The Silence of the Lambs, I actually saw this again recently. I saw this when I was 9, okay? It's a pretty gnarly film, and when you look at it, it set the tone for serial killer FBI films for all of Eternia. The one film that I think touches Silence of the Lambs in terms of quality and takes that formula to a new level, I think is Seven. I think Seven, like, took it, boom. But on a food level, yeah, Hannibal Lecter, he likes to eat people. Buffalo Bill, he likes to skin people, but he doesn't eat them. Hannibal Lecter does. Next film. The next film on our list is called Raw. Raw is part of the neo-feminist film movement that I have observed and I have been a strong supporter of. You do it, ladies. I love Raw. It's a great film. It's very French and it's very wonderful. I love it. And the filmmaker that made it, that's great. That's wonderful. I can't say enough good things about Raw. Raw, I will say this. And this might sound a little controversial, but I will say it. Raw, I feel, belongs in a subgenre of horror films that I have called weird girl films. But then I said this around someone, and they said, hey, I don't appreciate that. That's not like a very politically correct way of describing these films. Apart from Raw being part of the neo-feminist wave of cinema, it is also, much like Ravenous, a meat is disgusting film. Like, it makes meat look disgusting and the consumption of meat, and she eventually eats humans and is disgusting. Gross. Who does it think is gross? Disgusting. Speaking of disgusting, Cannibal Holocaust. Oh my goodness. Do not show your friends that are in some sort of animal rights activism or anything like that. Do not even show this to anybody. Speaking of gross, Cannibal Holocaust. You know what's funny about Cannibal Holocaust that I just realized? I used the theme song for my first short film for Cannibal Holocaust, which had nothing to do with cannibalism or anything. And then I heard that the guy that made Euphoria used that for Euphoria, ripping me off. Sorry. Screw you. Don't steal from me ever. Don't even think about it. But back to Cannibal Holocaust. Cannibal Holocaust is a really messed up movie. I would reconsider watching it again. I think I'm good on Cannibal Holocaust. I've seen it once, I get it. It has an amazing theme song that I think is absolutely one of the most gorgeous pieces of music in cinema. And that, juxtaposed with the actual literal animal cruelty you are witnessing, is messed up. It's crazy. It's art, but it's crazy. I heard that Ruggero Deodato, the director of it, had to explain to authorities that it was just a film because they thought it was a snuff film. There's one part that's so vivid because I remember seeing a picture of this in a film magazine when I was a kid where it's young native women and they're impaled from their bottom hole to their mouth hole. And Ruggero Deodato had to explain to authorities that no, they were on a bicycle thing and, that wasn't real. He was like, that wasn't a real, he said. And they were like, really? And he was like, yeah. So, yeah, that's Cannibal Holocaust. And the next film is The Stuff. Now, about The Stuff, it has a delicious premise, okay? It is about a Cool Whip-like substance that takes over the world through blind consumerism. The reason why this stuff is just the greatest is because of this. If you have never seen a film by Larry Cohen, now's your chance And you are so lucky because you get to discover an amazing world of independent exploitation cinema. He made Black Caesar. He made this kaiju film he did. He made God Told Me So, or Told Me to Kill, or some shit like that. I don't remember. And he also found a later career. He did like Payphone or something like that. I don't even remember. And but anyway, Larry Cohen is the best, and he did the stuff, and has a really good premise, which I think is really cool, and I'm a big fan of Cool Whip. Now, the final on the list. Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead, directed by Wild 7 ally Lloyd Kaufman of Troma Entertainment. The man, we take our hats off to him. I don't want to take off my hat fully, I'm bald. We take our hats off to him. We say, Lloyd, Troma is the greatest company next to Wild 7. We have learned so much from them, and Lloyd Kaufman is one of the greatest heroes of independent cinema. Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead was shot at an old McDonald's, which is kind of funny because it's kind of revenge, because Troma Studios had a McDonald's move into them once. This is according to Troma lore. And with them, they brought a bunch of problems with the, things of a local nature. I don't want to get into it because I don't want to get sued or anything. Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead is one of the funnest films that you could watch with a group of friends and a bunch of popcorn and a bunch of soda and weed and drinks or whatever you party crack. It's just the funnest movie ever. It's a musical. It has a zombie element. It has a chicken zombie element. It's the greatest thing. If you've never seen a Troma film, if you're into film, you should watch a Troma film. It's that deep. You get what I'm saying? Like, Lloyd Kaufman is the hero of independent cinema, and we pledge allegiance to him. He is the greatest guy. But as for the movie itself, it has a wonderful musical element to it. It's very disgusting, but that's Troma, and I say that with love. And that is the top 10 list. Now, some honorable mentions. The Menu, it's good, it's cute, it's good little social commentary, it's funny. What's her face is in it? What's his face is in it? It's directed by somebody face. It's good. I like it. I like the Menu. I went and saw that in the theaters. It was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the social commentary. Here's the thing about the Menu, though, that I will say. Just real talk, let's level with each other. It's an eat the rich people are gross movie made by rich people! What the hell? Ah! And then The Platform. I don't know if that was an Eat the Rich made by rich people movie, but I'm willing to accept that maybe the filmmakers of The Platform were like true revolutionaries like myself. You know what I mean? One love, one love. I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen The Platform. Of all the movies on this list, I haven't seen The Platform. A lot of people around the office have seen The Platform. I haven't. So I'm gonna check that out. Let's be civil, other filmmakers. If you saw it, you're not gonna watch. Don't worry. Chill out. Don't worry. The final honorable mention that I would like to give is the entire filmography of George A. Romero. With George A. Romero's film, you get zombies, you get social commentary, and you get fun and good laughs. And not good laughs at the film's expense. You get good laughs at the expense of the society. And that society is crumbling. And I think if you are going to eat a turkey leg, it might behoove you to put on Dawn of the Dead. Watch that amazing sequence where the whole newsroom is losing their shit. Chew on that turkey leg. Reflect on America, on our gosh darn America, greatest country. Reflect. Reflect on cinema. Reflect on good food, good wine, family, food. I love it. If you liked this and our other content on YouTube, check us out on our Patreon. Go to our Patreon and like and subscribe to us on this good old YouTube platform. We love you very much, and we wish you the best time. And also, if you like these films and you like the sort of vibe of this list, check out Debbie and the Devil on various streaming platforms. Right now it's on Momitu, and you can also check it out on our Patreon if you sign up for just $7 a month. You can get this and much, much more content. Oh, right. Okay.